Krista, you said you wanted to talk about sex. In what way?
Actually, I was watching a documentary on, it's called The Business of Beauty or something like that. It was talking about American perspectives on attractiveness and how a lot of women find themselves unattractive and a lot of men find themselves attractive even though they're not.
I watched a show on Discovery Health where it was called like The Science of Beauty, and there actually is
very theatrical.
There's like a chart of, you know, if you fit into this mold, then most people would consider you pleasing, and then most people wouldn't, or whatever. So, why do guys who are, I guess, ugly think they have more confidence? Is that what you're saying?
Hugely disproportionate. Like 70% of men who fall into the not attractive category think that they are, and like 10% of women who fall into that category think they are.
I think here's why guys are confident if they're ugly, is because guys' looks are like 1 out of 10 things that a woman is important. Almost all women put looks about 4 or 5. After sense of humor, after income, after education, after a good father, right? After like a family man. Looks for women is down there. They'll put up with balding, with chubbiness, if the guy's cool, if he's loving, if he's supportive. So guys list hot chicks, good body, nice face. That's 1 or 2 for every dude. It's right up that's the main thing we're hoping for. Then if we got that, we'll put up with a bitch. We'll put up with some nagging. We'll put up with some that doesn't know how to cook. Where women don't really compromise on the personality. I think they'll compromise on the looks. And these are blanket statements. There's always, you know, this isn't everybody. But I think a guy that's confident when he's not really attractive physically knows that, yeah, but I make a lot of money. And I got a nice house. And I know that's also what chicks are into. So I can be confident even with my gut because women look at other things. But a woman with a gut really ain't going to find no confidence because she knows her personality or her work ethic and all that stuff may not ever get seen or noticed past her gut.
Unless, like Chris Rock said, she knows she got some good pussy under that gut.
Yes, and that's maybe her. That's her. Maybe I'm a good earner type of feeling that a fat guy would have. Like shit, I know.
But what about the guys? And I meet them all the time that have a entry-level job that live with 4 roommates that are not intelligent, that are not good earners, that don't have a great body. They literally have nothing going for them, but seem to act like the biggest swinging dick in the room.
I think where that really goes, Tana and Krista, is Tana, tell the people when you're a bit about the casino of life and how the value of an egg compared to the value of a sperm. I think that explains it.
Well, I think most people know that that women's eggs are given to them at birth all at once. So a girl is born with however many eggs. That's what she'll get. She doesn't make any more during her lifetime. Where a guy brings the sperm, and that's regenerated, his whole lifetime pretty much. And so you have a finite thing, the eggs, and you have an infinite thing, the sperm. And so I really think that goes into the mentality of the carriers of each of those things. If you have something infinite, you don't get any more, and you can't make any more, nobody can give you any more, you're thinking about your behavior in a whole other way of somebody that has an endless supply of something. Whether we know it or not, I think that's how guys and women think. They can't help it. The guy is more reckless. The guy is, look at X gaming and jumping off of shit and all that. Out of every 1,000 dudes that are into that shit, there might be 1 or 2 women that also enjoy it. But it's mostly a dude's thing. Danger, recklessness. Because, they got more sperm. They can have more. They can be crazier. They can take risks. Women just don't naturally have that sense. It's like they're not getting any more. They have to think more careful. So
Also, we have a lot lower testosterone and a lot less need for adrenaline.
Yeah, but when he's talking about the casino of life, Tana was explaining that if you got a roulette table, right, a woman has $100,000 chips, right? She has $100,000 chips, and a guy has $1,000,001 chips.
that's his $1,000,000.
And that's his right. So he has to really figure out. So he can go to the roulette table and he can put one on every number.
Yeah, and lose them all and refill the numbers for the next roll.
Right, because he'll have more sperm tomorrow. Where the woman, on the other hand, has to really make a decision and check that the dude is a champion.
Yeah. Well, what's this guy about?
This whole discussion should give women more confidence.
Yes.
Because we have something precious.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
Women are not more confident than men. Why
But they
not?
should, because your chemicals cause it to be. Maybe because there are more women than men, maybe you're in a constant natural competition with the other women. Maybe that's why women aren't as long time super duper great friends as guys have. You know what I mean? Meaning, I have multiple guy friends that I have friends from first grade, but we never ever competed for a woman. Where maybe a woman might feel she's always in competition with any other woman.
I heard this one a while ago, and I thought it was a good point, saying that when a woman in her life does experience helplessness, whether she's a badass firefighting woman or bodybuilder woman, doesn't matter the physical strength, if she gets pregnant, while that baby's coming out, she might still be able to kung fu kick ass at 8 months pregnant maybe. But no matter who you are, when your legs are open and that head is crowning, you're done. You're vulnerable to the world. A 10-year-old can come up and kick your ass. You can't move. You're in pain. There's another body coming at you like an alien. You're stuck. And I think that understanding that if you have a baby, there's at least one time in a woman's life where she has to admit, no matter who she is, in this situation, in the middle of having a baby, I'm vulnerable. The world could take advantage of me. I could not defend myself. I would need help or I would need shelter until that time passed. And a man, there is no time in a man's life where something nature did locks him down, sits him down, and makes him fills him with pain and cramping and immobilizes him so anybody could just walk up and kick him in the face and do what they want. Like, men don't have a time in their lives ever that will happen, and women do. And so I think that also is in our marrow somewhere, even though we don't think about it. There's something to it. When I read that, I thought, that's a good point, that women have a vulnerable spot subconsciously in their mind because of their gender, where men are not given that, But I think it'd be different if every time a guy, I don't know, when the woman had the baby, if there's some chemicals that got into him, or every time you, masturbated, an hour later, you would get cramping so severe that you'd have to sit down for about a half hour in a hot bath until they passed. If that happened to men, we would be entirely different creatures. If we knew, and I go, man, I wouldn't fuck around because if you got that cramp, that dude would kick your ass. You're right. We would know that we're not these totally vulnerable to we're these gorillas that nothing can stop. Because guys do think that about themselves, because we don't have a moment in our lives where nature renders us completely helpless.
Right, and if we did, you could never go like climbing some. You couldn't be
an all-the-way dick if that happened to us.
Yeah, you couldn't climb no mountains. You wouldn't be out there surfing. What if you're surfing and you get the cramp?
Nope.
I highly disagree. I think all men are completely vulnerable to where a 10-year-old could kick their ass for 5 minutes right after they come. Every man.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes, maybe 30 seconds.
Time, yeah, seconds maybe. But each time, sometimes you get more energy.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, if you're standing up when you come, it ain't like you just fall out.
Travis, you haven't gone though. Sometimes it's like all of a sudden you're like, it just got good. You could pop one off. I mean, it's rare, but you could pop one off and then go, oh shit, stay there. I'm still going.
Right.
Going down. Like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you come and you look at, oh shit, I'm still ready.
I'm still going, motherfucker. Hang on, that was some good weed. Hang in there.
Watch out, Energizer Bunny. Watch out. Yeah, hey, but that might have been 20 years ago. Shit.
You know, the last guy I slept with lasted like 3 hours.
Wow.
I asked him if he took Viagra, and he said no.
Well, then that was some good mess.
I mean, we've kind of slept together off and on for like the last year and a half. Is that weird?
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah, but it happens.
It happens.
It can naturally happen, but I would say it is. He probably was on the pills and didn't want to say it.
Or he might have jacked off twice that day because he didn't want to be Mr. Quick.
Yeah, I was all excited. But you can also the long times. I think what happens for guys is you also might be thinking, I ain't never going to get this again.
Yep.
Like this is my one. This bitch has been a hassle, and this is the one and only time probably. Like I ain't never going to come up here to her town, or this is going to happen again. So you just stay in it all night.
And whatever I do, I'm gonna just keep stirring.
And you pack your mind because you're thinking this is it.
Yep. Or he could have been drinking. Was he drinking that night?
A little bit.
Well, there you go.
She had to drink before I showed up.
Yeah, so some drinking could postpone the release.
2 beers?
2 beers? It depends on your tolerance, I guess. But yeah, 2 beers I wouldn't think.
I was just curious because that just freaks me out a little bit. It freaked me out a couple of times before too. I'm like, this isn't normal. This man once fucked me mute.
Fucked you mute?
Because of him.
Wait a minute, wait, hold on. Say it again from the top, Krista.
I lost my voice for 2 days because of him.
Whoa.
From doing it, you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow. I heard a deep throat, but damn.
No, it wasn't. Well, I mean, there was a little bit of that, but I
heard I heard a deep throat, but I never heard a shut up.